Girl, we done went through her husband not liking me. We done went through.
That's true.
Yes.
Does he like you now?
Sure,
Yes.
he doesn't have choice.
I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
We're in this marriage together.
He wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't going nowhere.
Right.
So it is what it is.
And guess what? And I still navigated the exact same way. Like they still gonna be, y'all gonna both gonna be here.
That's what she told us.
What's up, y'all? It's Ashley.
It's Melanie.
And Codie here, and you've tapped into
The Mama's Den.
Welcome to the
Mama's Den podcast.
Please, somebody. Melanie, fix it, Jesus.
I don't got it.
She doesn't want to.
My goodness. It's Mama's Den Monday, and apparently I'm the only mama in the den because y'all don't want to sing the song.
I sang.
What? No. I am Codie Elaine Oliver, 1/3 of the Mama's Den. I am mama to 3 boys, Aristotle and Langston, who are 7-year-old twins, and Brooks, who is 9 years old.
Oh.
Hello, I'm Melanie. I have 2 children. Cameron, who's 9, Kaya, who's 3.
I'm Ashley. I have 4 daughters. They are Amira. I did it real quick. I'm gonna start doing it so you can't say damn.
Do it.
Nope. Amira is 16. Jesus.
Azara.
Thank you. Azara is 9. Asia is
7.
And Talia is 3, about to be 4.
Damn.
Don't you dare.
Damn.
Wow.
And we have a guest in the den who is not Melanie's twin.
But it's Ashley's best friend.
Hey, what's your name? How many kids do you have?
My name is Nalo Wise, and I have 2 children. CJ is
It happens.
8.
Ooh.
He'll be 9 soon, and Peyton is just turned 6.
Oh, poo.
Yes.
Okay, y'all. So Nalo, we've talked about Nalo for years. And Nalo is up in here in the den, Ashley's best friend. And we're going to talk about how sometimes you say cousin, sometimes you say best friend.
Yes. Do you want to talk about that now?
Yeah, let's go.
So Nalo and I have been friends since conception. And so she has removed herself from the friend space. Like, it's weird because we both have, like, I would say Jasmine and Whitney are like your best friends, right? Or like closest friends. So I just feel like she's my cousin. Like, we used to say we were cousins growing up, like for a long time, to the point where we didn't realize that we weren't actually related. And also, we grew up in the African community, so you didn't even really say auntie, you just said like sister.
It's the family you make.
Yeah, it's the family you make. Our parents definitely were a generation of people who created family with their friends. So she was my cousin growing up, and it just, I don't know, it just feels like we're closer than friends. Like, she's my family. Like, we've experienced our entire lives together, everything. So I don't know, I don't put her in the same category as a friend, but I will say best friend sometimes, but she's more like my sister. Like, honestly, she's like my sister.
It's when your mom's is best friend. Who is your mom's? That's your auntie.
Yeah.
That's my cousin.
Yeah.
Our kids are cousins.
Yeah. Except for maybe if they decide to get married. Then we'll have to tell them that they're not.
I was going to say, do they know?
We'll dial it back.
We'll dial it back.
We'll dial it back.
Cousins.
Azara has 2 options, Cameron or CJ. Those are
so
really the
I know.
only viable options at this point.
Right.
And she's in love with both of them equally. So I don't even call CJ her cousin no more because she is in love with both of them.
But what would those Christmases be like if all of our kids
Oh
got
my
married?
God.
That would be just so
That's the dream, right?
It is the
Grandmothering
dream.
with your bestie.
Wow.
Yes, I am trying to push this love.
I am too.
Me too.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
I'm here for
Speaking
arranged
of
marriages.
grandmothering with your besties, like, y'all know we get letters and stuff all the time about how hard it is to make friends as adults or like keep friends into adulthood. So I love that we actually have Nalo here today because y'all have been friends since birth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, okay, who here has like at least 3 friends since like middle school or earlier?
I do.
No.
None?
3?
Melanie?
None.
Yeah, 3.
Middle school?
Yeah.
Not middle school.
Yeah, so what is middle school
I didn't
like?
go to middle school.
10
I
years
was
old?
homeschooled.
Girls, an age
Girl,
thing,
it's an
baby.
age.
That's
No,
all.
but that
Okay,
makes a
10.
difference
Age
if you
10.
think about it,
No,
because
it
you meet
doesn't.
friends in school, but like,
But you met
The
Nalo not in school.
reason why
younger
is
than
I have to.
doesn't matter. Okay, you have 2
Have to.
friends since age 10 or so. Okay, wait, what about me?
I don't think I do. I just think it's just her.
oh,
It was you,
wow.
Sanjay. Oh, your eyelash.
I would say most of my friends
Oh, it's
are
turned
like
up.
high school. Okay, we're fixing an eyelash.
Yeah, girl, that thing was in her eyeball.
Are high school, but I'm still friends with them.
High school, yes.
Okay.
I have friends from high school. Well, Tiffany. Tiffany, I've known
So
her
also
since
3.
I was like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say we got closer in high school. Like we always danced together, and our moms and our families are really close. But our friendship didn't really begin until high school. So I would say Tiffany, Nalo. Damn, is that it?
I have you, Tiffany, and Kim.
That's okay. That's not like
Those
a
are
bad
only-
choice.
Crazy. I feel like
It's
I'm
interesting.
forgetting
I have
somebody.
so here's the thing.
Johanna.
Because this is-
Johanna, yeah, sorry.
This is actually perfectly on brand. So I had one friend up until I'd probably say in the last 5 years of my life that we didn't fall out. We just don't speak anymore.
To this day?
To this day.
Oh, wow.
We don't, this is the thing, but I knew her since I was 9.
Wow.
And she was almost like a Nalo to me. Like our friends, we grew up and we were, family friends, auntie feeling like cousins. And it's crazy because you think you've been friends with somebody for so long at that point that they're like, okay, well, we made it through all the stuff
Yes.
that would have already took us apart. So, but then it got to a place where all of a sudden we just not talked anymore. And we actually had a conversation where she was just like, I feel like I have to unfollow you on social media because I feel like I know too much of what's going on in your life and it doesn't make me a good friend. And so I was like, cool. Like, I get that. Like, absolutely. Because she's like, I have to work on my real life relationships. And I was like, I respect that.
Oh, it's making her not feel the need to reach out to you because
Correct.
she
'Cause
sees
she
you
feels like she knows
online.
what's
It was
going
an
on.
intentional effort
Yeah.
to get closer.
No, exactly.
Okay.
And then there'd be times, I would go home and then all of a sudden, like, we just stopped communicating. And honestly, I was just like, okay. Like, I actually don't even have any bad feelings or I was like, listen.
Yeah.
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 As my mom says, one hand don't clap.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
I love your mom
so
saying. She
It
needs to write a book.
It really takes 2. And so it's just like, if she is having a hard time showing up, like, I'm not even going to fault her for that.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
one time actually I went home and I called her out of the blue because I just happened to be near her neighborhood and we hadn't spoken in over a year. I was like, hey, I'm in your neighborhood. And she was just like, you are? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I'm supposed to go out to lunch right now. She's like, let me see if I could push it back. And she did. And we hung out for 30 minutes.
That's sweet.
And that was the last time we saw each other. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we didn't fall out. We just are not maintaining the friendship. So that's the only person I would say I have since childhood. But then I have 2 friends that are still in my life that I speak to regularly from high school.
Okay.
But other
Dude,
than that,
y'all
that's
look
it.
alike. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm just looking at y'all like, that's wild.
Yeah, look, we're gonna pause to acknowledge this. Just talk about the elephant in the room. The first time
We are sisters.
the first we have to have a lineage conversation because when Ashley and I first met, she's like, this is my best friend Nalo, and I was like,
Was that on the walk?
It was a picture.
I swear it was on the walk, and because this is my first time
walk
meeting
where
you.
we met?
When we met on the walk, I swear it was on the walk. Yes, because I said hi to you, and I was like, "This is Melanie, Fiona," and I think you were so sweet. It made me feel comfortable enough to be like, "I know this is weird, but you look just like my best friend, and this is a picture of her." And she literally was like, "I do."
It was very odd. A lot of times people will be like, you look like this person. I'm like, that's not true. But when I saw Nalo, I was like,
Is that
wait
me?
a second. It's the Spider-Man meme?
Oh, yep.
Like, who's who? But so here we are.
Next to each
In
other
real life, we're not the same person
in the same room.
in the same room.
Wait, that's hilarious.
That is funny.
Okay, wait,
I love
Cody.
how everybody looked at me like, so what do we do now?
No,
Okay,
no, I was
have
going
a
to ask
question.
you.
Oh,
No,
go
you
ahead.
don't ask no questions.
Okay,
I'm going to ask
go.
you because you have a lot of friends.
Yes.
Yes.
And do you have any friends from elementary, middle, high school? Are you still friends with them now?
So I have one friend from elementary school, rather not school, but school age, right? Like who I met when I was 6 and she was 5. And we've talked about this before because we fell out around me having my first child.
Yes.
And that was, I mean, I've known this person since I was 6 and I had Brooks at 32. So it was like a very traumatic thing. We have since, like, the straightforward piece is like, I will love her forever. Like a sister, like if she needed anything, I'm gonna be there. But for my piece, it could not continue to be like a everyday thing.
Yeah.
It was a bit like that period, you know, when you're pregnant, like it was just very difficult dealing with the things that were happening, the dynamics that were happening at that time, and it truly changed things.
Yeah.
But everyone else, so I feel like you guys, I have a lot of best friends. Like my friends, like it's like, oh, everybody your best
Girl,
friend.
they'd be fine for that title.
But thankfully we've all like accepted it. And
Okay.
so my besties, Kimberly, who I've known since high school, and Andrew, since I've known since high school, which you guys met in Atlanta, and Shervanti and Yasmin, who I've been friends with since 8th grade, who are from Texas. Everybody's from Texas in that group. And then Brooke and Sean from college. And now everybody knows each other, which is like obviously my happy place because we can just all like do things together. But everybody knows each other so much so that Kim, my bestie from high school, lived with Brooke and Sean in New York after we graduated college when my ass lived in Los Angeles. So every day, I think I told y'all this, every day I would get up at like 6 a.m. in LA so that I could be somewhere near the same time zone of life that they were in. It was like, it was sad, but like.
That's a commitment to friendship.
Girl, you'll be committed to the cause.
I'd be committed, and so I think maintaining those friendships weren't just for them. It was like for me and my sanity and my peace. It was like, hey, we've been in a long distance relationship for 25 years.
That's crazy.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did it to me.
She did you dirty.
All my friends did it to me. Jasmine's the only friend that I have like in Columbus that I see,
And how long have you known Jasmine?
We went to high school together.
Okay.
But then, she went to Ohio State, I went away to school. So we reconnected in adulthood through our husbands.
I would be remiss if I didn't say that you say adult like Ashley.
You do.
Adult. Is that an Ohio thing? Adult.
We have it. Apparently,
How do you supposed to say it?
the way you say it, girl.
Oh, okay.
Don't let these hoes tear you down. They be trying to make me think that I'm
really,
illiterate every day.
what is the alternative? What is the
Okay.
What is the alternative?
My birthday has a day with the fireworks. What day is that? The blank of July.
4th.
Ashley?
It's the 4th.
Oh,
She has a lisp. It's okay, but we love her.
Because y'all know she tried harder to say fourth.
She say both, and she say fourth.
No.
So I wanted
there
to know
was
if
a
this
woman
was
who went on Instagram and talked about how it doesn't make sense.
And youth.
There's a lot of, don't do that. There's a lot of words where the TH is actually supposed to sound like an F, and then sometimes it's not. I'll find it for you. I think I sent it to y'all.
We probably didn't watch that.
That's not why you do that.
That's not
Disagree.
nice. It's just not nice.
I love that Ashley's trying to find documented things
No,
to corroborate
I
her
don't
story.
have a problem.
There's always something on the internet
But
that'll
you do-
confirm your beliefs.
Yes, it's true. And your issues. You said, but you did say adult.
Adult.
Adult, that's how you say it. How do y'all say it?
Adulthood.
Adult. Oh, I do not say
Some people say
Because some
adult.
people say adult.
Adult
No,
is
we don't
crazy.
say adult.
I also say it's insurance,
Adult.
not
Yeah,
insurance.
you say insurance.
That one, I don't hear the
insurance.
difference. But
insurance or
Insurance.
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 She just says the N
do y'all
first
know
like
how
it's
many
two
times we've
different
done
words.
this exact thing?
Oh, and then just takes derails us every single
no, I love
time.
it though. It's who
We need to have a
are. It's
linguist
who we
come
are.
on and tell us the proper way to say these things.
I'll tell you the proper way is both.
It is both.
That's none of my business.
Adult. Anyway, so Ashley abandoned you in Ohio.
That's crazy.
Damn.
That's
100%.
She said it.
That's how fights
She
get
said
started.
it.
First, Nalo abandoned me first by going away to
I
college.
came right back. I just did a
After
bid
4 years.
4 years. I came right back. I
And
came right on back.
After 4
Didn't
years.
even do an extra summer. I came right on home.
You know what's interesting that happened when we were in college is that Nalo and I talked every day in high school. When she went to college, we literally stopped talking to each other on the phone, like almost all together. And then she would come home on her breaks and we would spend like every day together on her break. And then she would go back to school and then we would not talk to
College
each other.
be stressful.
I know, but it's so weird because the weird thing about our relationship is it doesn't change. Like no matter, what were you gonna say? Go.
That to me is real friendship.
Yes.
Is when time and space can go by and then you can just get back in and pick up where you feel like you left off. And that is really important. It's very uncomfortable. Like I said, I had that friend where we would, not talk, and then we talk for a long time. And I started to notice that, like, I didn't feel like we were, we weren't speaking as freely as we used to be. It started to feel like strangers. And I was like, oh, this feels different.
Yeah.
It's not bad, it just feels different. And I think that's sometimes how relationships can phase out.
Yeah.
Of course.
But again, you didn't hold it against her. You weren't like in that time saying, oh, well, she doesn't call me and been holding these feelings.
No.
You just
We don't do it's so we've never done that with each other. It's like we used to joke because she would be like, Ashley don't want me to have no other friends. And I think there was like a point when I would be jealous of her other friends, but I think it was just because I think that point actually came after my sister passed away because Nalo and I have always had like a safe space in our relationship and our friendship. But then I remember I literally turned her after my sister died and I was like, well, you're gonna have to fill this role. And she, like, I know, which seems like a lot of pressure. And I never even asked you how that made you feel, but I feel like she actually just like stepped up in a way where she did, which is wild. You know what I mean? It's like she just
You
took
guys
this
got even closer.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is weird to think, because I mean, I don't think we could have been any closer as children. It's not possible. Like, I was with her mom's house was the only house I was allowed to go to. So we were always together, like, and we were homeschooled together.
I think the difference too
different.
is when Rebecca was here was a threesome, because
Who was I
it
telling
wasn't
to?
just
You.
me and her being close friends. Like we were all like, it was me, her, my brother.
So you
we
lost
just
a sister. You felt like
Yeah.
you lost a sister
Yeah.
too.
I would say
Absolutely.
that Nalo, when we were growing up, Nalo, or especially in college, Nalo and Rebecca talked way more than we did because they both were joining sororities.
And aren't you a little older than her or no?
No, I'm older than her.
Oh, you're older. Okay. Okay.
Oh wow.
My bad, sis. I forgot.
Whoa, this
40
is
is
my
coming,
fake 40th.
but Ashley's already there.
Okay.
Got it. Yes.
She is already 40.
Everyone always thinks you the bomb.
I know.
I swear. Okay.
For real, y'all, when I was pregnant, this is really embarrassing, but when I was pregnant, this lady asked me if I was Jasmine's mom.
Yeah.
We were both
Jasmine,
pregnant
who
at the
is
same. Jasmine.
Grown.
Yes, she is 2 months younger than me.
2 months. Dear God.
I was like, whoa. Literally asked if I was
You
her
don't
mom.
look old,
We were
friend.
both pregnant at the same
you
time.
don't.
So I was like,
You
so
don't. Well, you know
you
the
think that
person
this
that
is my
asked you.
daughter and she is pregnant also and I'm pregnant?
It happens.
That's wild.
It does.
Wild.
I have a question about the longevity of friendships for everybody's belief.
Adult friendships.
Adult
I need
friendships.
some motion, guys.
I think
We'll get you hooked up, but for now you're Ashy.
I want Ashley. I wonder how much, for anybody who's also listening, how much of your friendship is established based off of history versus connectivity? Because I think sometimes you have relationships or friendships
Yeah.
because, oh, well, they've always been there, and I guess we're lifelong
Yeah.
friends because
Yeah.
we've known each other all our lives.
Yeah.
But if you really ask yourself, do I have many points of connection with this person, or do I still feel like I'm in common? I've definitely experienced that with friends that I've had for a long time, where I've looked at them at certain points in my life and said, I don't really know if we are aligned
Yeah.
as women. I remember in my, late 20s, I was meeting all these different women professionally through my career, and meeting women who were very driven and elevated and doing all these things and working on themselves and growth, spirituality, elevation, alignment, wellness. And I started to realize that some of the disconnect I had with some friends of mine from previous years in my life were because they weren't operating in that same space. And I started to feel bad. Like, am I judging this person? Am I outgrowing these people? Where do what is the connection
Yeah.
here?
I think it's both. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cut you
No,
off.
no,
I think I have friends that fall into both categories. And then I have friends where sometimes I still have to ask myself, are we connected right now in 2025? Or are we still talking about when we were 16, 17? whatever?
Yes, that's that. I can't.
But I think it's important to check in with yourself, because
Yeah.
the answer may be it's just enough. It's just enough of both. I have one friend, it's just enough of both. We love each other.
Yeah.
We're gonna check in. It doesn't matter how much time has gone by, but I'm not necessarily telling her everything or calling her for anything.
Yeah.
I'm calling her to say, how you doing?
Right.
And that's enough for both of
Yeah.
us, I
No,
think.
that's good.
But I would say, like, I was thinking of Ashley when you were talking about connectivity, because I met her later in life. And so we do now have history, but like I have friends that are 20 plus years, and then what are the kids, 9? So like,
Wow.
I know, that's how I count our friendship.
That's crazy.
The age of Brooks and
why does it always feel like
Azara.
2 years ago?
Girl. And so I also remember the point at which I would call her for her advice when, like, the people I've known for 25 years didn't answer. No shade. It was like, I gotta call them first.
No,
say when you
yeah,
call Nalo first.
no, I don't
But it
care.
was like the third call was like, Ashley, what do you
my
think? What should I
advice
do?
is probably better than yours anyway.
I would
Who will
say
know? They didn't answer.
for me, motherhood was the catalyst. Sometimes that changes friendships because it changes your priorities. So
Yeah.
a lot of the time that you were able to pour into friendships, you can't, because you're pouring into your children. So unless you have, like, that's when you get closer to kind of motherhood friends. I think that it happened in our relationship, but we just had to be very intentional, because she did have kids long before I had children.
I did.
I mean, it was.
No,
and
it was
that
a
was
long
like
time.
we were in our 20s, so that was when we were out in the streets.
Yeah.
we were
That's
really
right.
out in the streets, and you were being a mom, and that was probably the hardest, and not hard as in like we weren't connected, but
Yeah.
hardest time in our friendship to be like, I know you got these, but I'm 25 and I'm going to the club. But we're gonna come back after the club. We're gonna have to be quiet because Amir's asleep. But we're gonna come on back to the house afterwards.
That was hard for us. I think I felt very alone as a mom. I mean, Tiffany and I became moms together at the same time, so that was a point of reference, and that is actually one of the things that then that really made me and Tiffany like super close because our daughters were born 5 days apart. So we shared in that motherhood experience, but I definitely felt very isolated and alone because like Tiffany also has her own set of friends as well. So it was like the people that were like that I would normally call every day, they were in a club, and they used to be like, "We didn't tell you to get pregnant." Just mean, just horrible,
You
just
don't get
mean
it.
and horrible.
You don't know until you know. So
Yes.
there were a lot.
Yeah.
Now, there was a lot of times I had to be like, I understand.
Yes. Well, remember when you told me that you didn't understand me being tired, and you were like, "I just don't understand. That just seems fake. Like, why are you always tired?" No, and remember,
You don't
because
know unless you
I'm very
are.
petty, I wrote it down in my phone so that it would be dated, and I said, "When you become a mom, you're going to call me and apologize." And she did, and I was like, "Well, on January 7th, you told me you didn't understand."
Capricorn.
Okay, wait. So here's the question though, because that could be a deal. That's a friendship breaker right there, or could be for some people. So how did you? What was the connectivity, the glue that you didn't just write her off for that?
Life.
Nalo, you know, I always say people don't have friendship in a bank, and you should always work on the friendship. But she has friendship in a bank. Nalo she is like selflessly. You're not selfish, but she is incredibly selfless. But there are things that I would say she's clear on her boundaries, and I sometimes call people that are clear on their boundaries selfish.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing that I just need to have better boundaries. But she's like, will give me the shirt off of her back. Like we have the same love language, which is just like endlessly giving, boundaryless love.
Unconditional.
Unconditional, 1,000% unconditional. So for me, we have had bad moments in our friendship where she's done things to make me upset and vice versa. But for some reason, it's like a marriage. Like I know that we're going to get over it. So even just not being her friend has never been an option for me.
Yeah.
It's just not even something that goes through my mind. It's like she pissed me off. I might not talk to her for a couple of days. I pissed her off. She might not call. But it's never in my mind that I'm never going to talk to her again. And just like when you're married, you're like, okay, I got to go talk to this home and figure this out because she's also the person that I talk to every single day. So like we got to figure it out and work through it. You know what I mean? So I think that's just what it is. I don't really think that there's anything she could do.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you guys know too, is a communicator. So a lot of times I think where my friendships are broken down is when someone feels a way, but they don't say it.
Yeah.
So then you're harboring resentment, and I don't even know why you're mad. So I can't apologize. I can't,
That is
you know what
the
I'm saying,
worst.
address
Yeah.
or course correct behavior if I don't know that there's an issue.
Yeah.
You will never have that issue with Ashley. She will always tell you how she feels, which, I mean, if you know how she feels, even if it wasn't my intention to hurt you, I can apologize because you feel that way. And so we have to give each other space and
Yeah.
grace to understand that. And I think that's how we have. She knew I was going to have kids one day and it was going to come back around.
Yeah, and I couldn't wait. That's why I kept a note.
And we needed her because she was the mother of the crew, you know, and that was the top call every time.
And I
like-
just needed to tell her that, like, I didn't hold it against her. I just wanted to have a moment where we acknowledged that I was right. And then we moved on and I was supportive of her. It's just really important for people to say that to me. You were right. You were right.
No, we
You
were always proud of the mother that she was. Like,
Yes.
she was being top tier, grade A mother.
But to be fair too, even in the disconnect in our 20s where it was like I felt isolated, they loved Amira. And so they included her. Nalo threw all of Amira's birthday parties until I moved to, I didn't throw one of them. She was like, okay, what do you want to do for her birthday? We'll go above and beyond, like decoration. She did my wedding, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like anything that I want to do, she's like, what do you need from me? And we'll do it all. And I was like a brokey back then. And her man had a lot of money. So Chia was very cheap. So she was paying for me and Chia's our daughter's birthday party. And she would just like foot the bill and just like take care of Amira and just like buy her stuff and really be a really good auntie. So that's what I'm saying. Like even in the moments where it's like you feel like someone's falling short, you can still see where they're showing
Yeah.
up for you.
Yeah.
And I think I'm really good at
pockets.
that. Yes. Well, that matters. But I think I'm good at that in all my friendships. I think a lot of people just don't acknowledge that they're upset or that people make them mad, and they try to brush over it. But if I say, like, Codie, you made me mad today, it is now released from my body, and I can't resent you because I've told you, we've acknowledged it. You're either going to say you're sorry or you're not. I'll deal with it if you're not. We'll talk through that, but we're still going to move forward in some way. That is how I just live my life, and I think it makes it better and it makes a healthier relationship. Girl, we done went through her husband not liking me. We done went through, yes. Yeah.
Does he like you now?
Sure,
Yes.
he doesn't have a choice.
I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
We're in this marriage together.
He wasn't going nowhere, I wasn't going nowhere.
Right.
So it is what it is.
And guess what? And I still navigated the exact same way. Like, they still
Yeah.
gonna be, y'all gonna both want me here.
That's what she told us.
I mean, Tommy did say this on a podcast.
He did.
You know, he didn't like my best friend Sean.
He did.
She didn't like him either. I mean, but it was a thing for years. Like, that was very hard. Same thing. I was like, well, I was a little scared, but I was definitely like, he's not going anywhere, she's not going anywhere, I'm not going anywhere. But it was difficult.
It's difficult.
Yeah. That, I mean,
Do we have any like advice? Like, I'm trying to think, what did I learn from that
have to ask
period?
her.
Wait it out.
Yeah, I just, no one was winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all both the most important people to me. So guess what? We'll all be here. You can act like you don't like her, whatever. But
Daryl, he used to walk out the room. I'd be like, hi. He'd be like, but the thing is
But
that
sometimes you gotta deal with your own issues.
Yes.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
gotta go to therapy
Yeah.
and deal with your own reasons of why you like somebody, because usually it's got to do with you.
yeah, but same thing.
Yeah.
I think when you met Chad, it was like close to right after Rebecca died. And so I think I was just triggered anyway by like men in general, because you guys know the history of my sister and her relationship. So I just didn't like men at that point. I was like, all y'all are trash, and now you're taking my best friend away from me. And like, you fell in love hard. And she was like in it. Like when she met Chad, she was like, that's my man. And she just like moved in with him, and we were like, whoa, what the hell?
Right.
And we had an unhealthy relationship almost, because we were together every single day. That's the thing too, like women, I think that is where the shift happens, is that we typically friend in a way that's very intrusive. Like we're at each other's house and laying on each other and all these things. And then when one person gets a boyfriend or a partner, then the dynamic changes and it's hard for you. You may feel like your friend is being a bad friend, but it's like, no, there's someone new in their life, and they have to make space for that person, which means that they're going to be spending a little less time with you.
And they're figuring out that what has to change and what doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to just be in our pennies and brawls and stuff, and then we're like, oh, we have men now. They can't walk around your house in booty shorts because you got a chia here now.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that? What was that?
That happened.
She used to come over my house in booty shorts all the time. Mind you, I was
We
pregnant.
were 20 and we were this big.
And she had a little booty. She always had a booty. And so I just used to be like, girl, you can't come over here like that. Like, just stop enticing my man. Like, but also, you have to think, I'm 20, I'm pregnant, I feel insecure. My friend is coming over with her post-college track cheerleading body, and she's just like fit and looking fine. But like, those types of things happen. Most
had to have
people would just
conversations.
resent their friend and feel like their friend was doing it intentionally. But I just told her, like, I don't know why I feel uncomfortable, but I feel uncomfortable. And so I just need you to wear different pants. But someone
And did she?
Yes.
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? She was like, that's very stupid, but I would do it because I love you. Because she was like, it's my body. Like, girl, I don't want your man. You know what I
equally,
mean?
sometimes you don't know another perspective until
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want somebody walking around in front of my man like that. So it wasn't even a point of, sometimes you just don't know until you know.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
can be the most simple thing, but you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Okay, Melanie, you have said many times, like, you don't have like a lot of like sister groups, friend groups.
Yeah.
Don't go on girls' trips. We're going to work on that. Do you have a best friend?
Yes.
Me.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I
wouldn't be surprised.
No, I will say this. Again, I have different phases of my life. So I have a best friend. Her name is Tiffany. We've been friends since we were 15 years old. She had a baby at 18.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched her growing through motherhood.
Yeah.
Her daughter is now 25.
That's crazy.
We have literally grown up together and seen it. That is a friend that we have been through so much together that it's just, it's
Set in stone.
understood.
Yeah.
It's set in stone. She's a Nalo. I don't have to talk to her. She lives in Toronto. I don't see her. We're going to pick up. We're going to talk. We already know there's, in the rankings of life, it's you.
Yeah.
We've been through so much. But I think as an adult, I would say that Ashley has become my closest of best friends as an adult, which I think is really interesting because we're not gonna look the same and have the same friend now. We got the same taste in women, clearly. But the truth is that, and we talk about this all the time too, because Ashley has said the same thing. She's like, Nalo has other best friends, and I think at one point in my life I wouldn't be okay with it, but I understand it. She's has a life back home in Ohio where she has a group of friends that it was what it is, and then in LA, I then became this with you guys, and so Ashley and I really got together, and I had one previous to Ashley. I had another friend who I was very, very close with for a large majority of my adult life, like from the beginning of my career until probably about right before I met you guys. And that was my one of my closest friends, and that relationship ended. And at that same time, I became a mother. A lot of things were transitioning. So I kind of had, and again, I have other friends that I consider my best friends now, especially back on the East Coast, that I'm now reconnecting with, that I'm close again with. It's ironic. They're all Pisces and Capricorns. It's very interesting.
Love this for you.
Yeah, but when I met Ashley, it's interesting because Ashley is, and I said this to her all the time, I was like, I don't know how you are this way. You are a great friend to everyone. I am not that way.
I think you are.
No, not to everyone. No, I'm not.
No, not to everyone.
No, not to everyone. It really, I know that I'm a better friend to some than others. I know that about myself.
That's fair.
But Ashley is an amazing friend to everyone. I don't know if that makes me feel special or not. But I really do feel like as an adult, Ashley and I have become very, very close. And it's odd because I never would have foresaw that happening. Like, why in the world would I then now have a new best friend as at 30, 40? Like, how would that happen? I never would have thought that. But circumstances that and also, like I said, I just think Ashley is an amazing friend. She really, really is. I watch her be an amazing friend to everybody, so much so that I'm just like, you don't need to be that good of a friend to that person. You're actually not a good person.
No, well, yes. That's
and I've been right.
Of my life. You are always
and
right.
I've been right.
You're always right.
Because
Don't listen to me.
Because I
you
see.
listen to me? Okay.
I try.
No, you don't.
Because I see, so I think that that's kind of the thing. And I also know that the women in my life now that I think all the friends in my life at this point that I consider my closest friends are of best friends, closest friends. Yeah, I don't have many, like you're an
Right. It's not
if you're an acquaintance or a colleague, that's where I place you. And I think I've actually also started to be very mindful about who I call a friend. When I say, I have a friend who did it, and even in conversation, if I'm telling a story, I'll say, I know someone, or I know a girl, or I have an associate, or there's this woman I know, because I'm really at a place now where I truly do more than ever value the women that are in my life and who they are to my children and even my husband. Like Ashley and Jared have the funniest relationship because she just goes at him and he goes at like her, but in like a brother-sister way, because they understand each other and they also know me so well. So it was really funny to see that. It's actually very entertaining to watch them fight for my affections
homeboy.
as well.
That's my homie.
She really do. She understands Jared very well. Very well. So I don't know. And I think that's why girls trips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've never had a crew of people from one city. You guys have to remember, like, I lived in Toronto. I didn't have a girl crew there. Then I left and I moved to the States and I'm going back and forth and I'm meeting all these different people from different areas of my life. Most of my professional career has been in music. And I can honestly say I don't have many true girlfriends from my career.
Yeah, I mean, but that makes sense though.
But you would think some people meet friends along the way in their career and they become really close. Like, this is the closest professional close friendships that I've had. Yeah. So I don't know, it's just interesting. And again, don't get me wrong, like I've met some incredible fellow artists and friends that in the industry that I'm like, that's a really cool person. I really like that person. But also the way I view relationships and my friendships, have you come over to my house and chill on my couch?
Yeah.
That is a big thing to me because we can socialize all day. We can kiki at the party and at the event and on the red carpets and all of that. But have you been to my house? Do my kids know you by name and call you auntie? There's another level to this now.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
for me when it comes to the friendships and the women in my life.
I think that's how, me and you started off that way too. Like, first when I went to your house, I was like, she knows how you feel about me is how I feel about her. I'm like, why does she know so many people, and why are so many people her friends? This is very overwhelming, and I don't even like none of these. No, I'm kidding. I like her friends, most of them.
I'm gonna take Codie's job and I'm gonna ask you guys a question.
Oh,
Thank you,
okay.
Nalo.
What?
Because
Don't be messy.
No,
Oh, okay.
sometimes
Be a little messy.
Okay, be a little messy.
It's playing off of what Mel just said. So
Okay.
it's hard to work with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that can be very challenging. We work together and we probably get in the most disagreements at work
Yeah,
as
I told them
opposed
that, yep.
to
Yep.
in just our lives. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
how does that work out for you guys? Because
funny.
it works. It's because we're never equal partnerships. So you know what I'm saying? Sometimes as friends and it's your boss, but it's your you know what I'm saying? So how does that work out for you guys?
I wonder if we all have
Being
different
friends
answers.
and
You answer
working
first,
together.
Codie.
Yeah, no, I'm scared.
No, be honest.
Well,
Honesty
here's
is
the
the
thing,
best
because
policy.
it's funny when she said that, because it's your boss. You have, I would say joke, but you're not joke. Like, I don't like it when y'all have said that I'm your boss.
But you are.
So there's that. But that is
She'll
not,
tell me
that's
that
not
she's
the
my
answer
boss.
to
I
the
do,
question,
just
but it's a
She likes to tell me that
dynamic.
she's my boss.
I do.
She tells
You
us.
should start telling her that.
You should.
So you said her. You should probably be like,
But you
I
see
am
that
your
I
boss.
don't.
But if
see
you
that I
did, it
don't.
might give me a line. I'll be like, you know what, you right, B. You right.
Okay, wait. The question is, what's that dynamic? Okay,
Yes.
I would say we get along really well. We really don't have a lot of arguments.
Naturally.
No.
We really do not. I really can't. We might have had one the week of the live show, but it wasn't a real argument. It was like a brief moment
Yeah.
of tension.
Yeah.
And that's it, right? Like,
We don't argue.
We don't.
We don't argue. I think inherently we all probably have things about each other that irritate us, but it's not something. We had a conversation, right?
Yep.
Go ahead, you share.
We had a conversation the other day where Ashley was expressing herself, as she does, in general about
was word vomiting.
Yeah, she was about like things that irritate her.
I actually started with you that you were irritating me. It was at work.
Okay, well, I was trying to protect the cause.
I don't
but
lie to her. It's fine. She knows.
Right? She was talking about friendships and people's behavior, and she made a comment. And she called me a princess, and I said. I was like, this is the first time I've ever heard you say this to me. But I've also heard her use that term to describe other people that she feels act from a level of privilege. So I had to take a pause and I said, hold on a second. Let's talk about let's unpack this real quick. And I was like, what is this princess behavior? And she equated it to the fact that I am tardy. This is a known fact, right? And so I was like, okay. So this is the way you chose to bring this up? Okay, cool. So we're going to talk about it because now the Pandora's box has been opened.
It
so we're
was
gonna talk
opened.
about it. And then I heard her like talking and she was like, oh, no. And I was listening. I was just quiet.
Bitch, I
on the
was
phone.
rambling.
She was rambling. She's like, I'm saying all the words and you're not saying anything. I was like, I'm just listening to you. And without getting into the whole conversation, the long and short of the story is that I actually was very happy that she said it. Because it's something that it bothers her, but she's like, I love you, and I know that like I can get past that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I also want you to know that in this moment, I've never had the opportunity to talk about it head up. I was like, I'm never doing it from a place of entitlement.
Right.
I'm never late because I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about anybody else's feelings, times, or energy. I'm literally late because my brain
ADHD.
is ADHD. And I've seen these things on the internet because you will always find it.
The internet will confirm you.
It will confirm that, like, I was literally like, oh, well, why am I this way? Like, how did I grow up? What makes me this way? Because when I tell you that I am not an unprepared person,
No.
I am Mary Poppins in my motherfucking bag. You need a napkin, nail glue, tweezers, scissors. I am so prepared in other ways, but I have identified as like, what is this one thing with time in my mind? I always think I have more time than I do. Where does it come from? Oh, I grew up with a father who was consistently late, procrastinating, left me at school, waiting at the last minute. I was always the last person to be picked up from practices. Also, I come from an industry where no one works on time. You will do your best effort to be there on time. People are like, oh, show up an hour late. Everything is very, I've never had to work a corporate job that's like, boom, here you are, show up on time or you get docked pay. Right? So these are like learned habits, but truly my brain, I can be the most prepared to be like, okay. So I even said it to her. I was like, I'm actually working on it because I don't like the feeling that I feel coming in, being like, oh, I'm late, da-da-da-da. But our conversation as we got through it was, you know what? I appreciate you loving me through that. But what I do want to make it clear is that it is never intentional.
But I know that.
Right.
And that's why I said that I'm able, but that's the thing. I have to, You can resent it if you don't, thank you, if you don't say it
If
out
you don't
loud.
say it.
And I think that's the biggest lesson that I've learned in life is that, well, Chia's always like, well, you don't have to say everything out loud. He's like, because sometimes you leave people, he's like, you move through your feelings way faster than the average person. He was like, so it's almost overwhelming because you will literally say something out loud and 10 minutes later forget that you said it and you don't feel that way anymore.
But the person is
but
left
the
with the
person
feeling.
is left with the feeling.
Yeah.
So that is why I think, because I know you don't do it on purpose, I've never said it out loud, but I feel myself getting frustrated with it. And that made me feel like not a good friend because I'm like, if I get to the point of frustration, then I need to say something because then it's like, even if you're not doing it on purpose, now you have more of an acknowledgement. Or if you know you're late, you're gonna know, like I'm walking in and they're probably irritated, but it's not personal. But then we all can like level set with that feeling. Do you know what I mean? So I just think that with us, we used to argue a lot, like bad arguments. We didn't communicate in a healthy way. Like whenever we had
With you and Nalo.
Nalo and I, yes. Whenever we had an argument, it would be so passionate. But both of us also learned that like our moms are screamers. We didn't learn how to communicate properly. And we both had to unpack that, like, why are we screaming?
Yeah.
And then we looked at our moms like, oh, that's why. We don't have to scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've gotten way better at that.
When
Yeah,
we
for
had that
sure.
conversation, Ashley and I, on the phone, it was interesting because, you know, she was like, oh, well, you know, talking about late and friends. And because the truth is, it started with you, but then everybody started catching the stray. She just started venting about this consistent thing about her friends. So I was like, wait a second, hold on. But then it came a point where it was like, hey, like, I also have to accept the fact that you're irritated about a lot of things that don't irritate us, and we're just kind of like, okay, this is an Ashley thing. But I guess it comes down to that point where it is loving your friends in this unconditional manner.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, I don't believe that you should love everyone unconditionally.
No.
I very much believe in conditional love. I do.
Me too. You gotta earn that
You
shit.
have to earn, but you have to also decide what it is. What can you withstand? What can you do? My husband, his side of the sink is going to be like he's having a water bath. Like
I hate that.
It's just water stains on everything. My sink is not like that. And I'm like, that's why you need your own sink. Drives me insane, but I'm like, this is what it's gonna be. It's his sink, it's none of my business. Like, so it's one of those, that's such a small thing, but
No, it's a big thing.
but it's one of those things where you really do have to decide. It's like, what can you do? We've talked about this because we've seen things online where somebody will be like, you have a notorious friend who's going out and getting drunk and fighting in a club. I'll be like, that's a wrap. I'm never hanging out with that person again.
Yeah, we stopped hanging out with our club fighter.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's certain, you gotta
Especially
know.
at 40, okay,
You
no.
gotta know where their conditions
Well,
come
we made that
from.
decision at 20.
You gotta know where the conditions come. You have to know
Yeah.
where the boundaries come from. So
Yeah.
it just comes down to
I
those
think it
things
is like
and
a marriage.
understanding a person.
Yeah.
I think it's truly
I think
a
I do
marriage.
it better than you.
What do it better than me?
Meaning what she was going back to about the boundaries.
Yeah, you
If
do.
I have someone in my life and I may not dislike them, but if they're bringing out something in me that, you know what I'm saying? Like, say, like, we have a friend and, like, every time, I don't want to argue with you. I can't hold my tongue and I can't, you know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
yep.
Because we can say whatever we want to each other, but everybody can't receive that. And sometimes I'm like, I'm not the mean girl. I'm really not a mean girl.
Yeah.
Like, you asked and you
You're
wanted
very
to know.
honest. Yes.
I didn't just decide to tell you. You wanted to know.
Like,
And
I decide to tell people things. Nalo does not. She will not say anything. But if you ask her, she's 1,000% going to tell you the truth. Honestly, no filter. Like, that's very stupid. Okay, next next question. But that definitely is a thing. I feel like with you and I, with each person, to your point, you have to decide who you're going to go that mile with. You have to decide who's worthy of that. You've been really good at like creating boundaries with people. Like, this person's not healthy for my marriage, for my friendships.
I tried.
And she cuts them off. I've not been good at that. I kind of just let people wear me down. Then I do turn into the mean girl because it's like to the point where now I have to become nasty because the person. So I have to be better at learning to just let people be associates. Like, everybody is not my friend.
Yeah. I would say too that I think, and I said this before, and you disagree with me, Ashley,
Oh,
when I
what?
said it before.
Okay.
I feel like arguments are an inflection point.
What do you
I
mean?
said it previously. I said like you know your friends from that first argument.
Yeah, I would agree
And
with that.
I think it goes back to what Nalo said about communication being key, right? And when you have a problem or whatever and communicating it to them, it is important to say like, this is how I feel.
Yeah.
When that person responds with craziness or with something other
Yeah.
than like, if you don't get through that, that tells
can
you
shift.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, the opposite, when you do get through it, I'm like, oh, that's my real friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because it can be so scary and vulnerable to tell somebody how they made you feel or whatever. And getting on the other side of that feels like a vow renewal.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah, it
mean?
does.
No, that's true.
And maybe that's why a lot of childhood friendships don't transcend because
they ain't
we
trying
don't
to
have the
mature like
tools
that.
as
Yeah.
children
Yep.
Yeah.
to say our feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
In adulthood,
Adulthood.
adulthood
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Don't let them
you know,
do that to
we're more evolved, so like
Yeah.
we know how to communicate better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've learned that from friendships. You know,
Yeah.
so I probably communicate way better with my newer friends
Yeah.
100%.
than I am comfortable doing with friends that
Know
I
you
have
from
known
the days of yore.
Yes,
Yeah.
not Ashley,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying.
No, I know what you mean. It's never me.
Yes.
I'm perfect.
I think that was,
Oh, the
I'm
time.
rapping.
Wow.
Oh, well, that happened.
I think that was like really helpful because people are always asking us about adult friendships and like talking it through, especially with Ashley's friend of 40 some odd years.
40
just
is fine.
40.
It's 40
Just
is fine.
40.
40
Almost
in December.
41 years?
40,
Nope.
no, 40
I'm a
for
year
me.
older than her.
Yeah,
Right,
so
and you're
just-
about to be 41.
But
That's
I'm only
crazy
40.
that
I
you
wasn't
continuously
here.
say that
She
out
said I
loud.
wasn't here then.
Stop saying
Are you
my age.
unhappy with your age?
I
Okay,
am,
fine.
but let me share it.
Nevertheless,
I feel like
we
you want me
did
to
that.
be old so
Hopefully
bad.
that helped the
I was
village.
still cooking that first year of her life.
That's
So,
crazy.
there you
That-
go.
Both of you hush.
You
Go
know
ahead.
what? Friends from the womb.
Melanie has a thought.
I have a thought. Just one final
Give it to
thought because
us.
I would like to give Nalo her flowers.
Oh,
Because,
yes.
and I will say this, even at our live show, when we did our live show, Nalo showed up. Nalo has showed up. Nalo is such a good friend to Ashley that we now all have a friendship with Nalo in
Yes.
some capacity.
For sure.
We're already, girl, child, send me the link to this outfit because I need the coordinates. Like it's just, and I think that is the true
I agree.
friend.
I agree.
Is a friend who is able to be a friend to you and love and be friends to all of the people that are an extension of your friendships.
Yes.
And they love you holistically. And I just think that watching you show up for Ashley is just, as a new friend in her life, is just so beautiful. And it's a testament to why she's such a good friend, because she knows good friends.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
believe the same thing. Watching you guys love my friend. I don't want her being out in California.
You say
and
that all the time.
with nobody. And then she says, I'm like, I want you to have friends.
Yeah.
I need you. But you, look, she did to you what you did to me.
Okay.
Oh, circle back. You felt it, and I told you.
You better
that.
not move.
And I
or
told
it's
you that.
over.
I said,
And so
I
we'll see you on
We're
next week
asleep
on
on
the Mama Sin podcast. DM us with questions, thoughts, comments, concerns, no concerns. And
We
you
have
can also email us at podcasts with an S at blacklove.com. And Nalo, where can people find you if they want to follow
What
your
is your
life?
Instagram name?
Well, I am like famous for being a sidekick now. So people stop me in the airport like,
Girl.
you're her
They
friend.
be finding you anyway.
You're
Her Instagram name is just call
call
me
me
Nalo.
Nalo.
Just call me Nalo.
Yes.
Nalo. She is my best friend, and thank you for being such a good friend to me. I love you so much. You're the best.
Yay.
My boopy boopy. Mwah.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.